there, everyone. Welcome to my reviews for the books that I have read currently in 2020. Now, as you notice, my hair is completely different than what I had it before. I recently did a dye job on it, and I am really enjoying this. I love the blue and I love the blonde, so very happy about it. So, let's get on to books that I have read. And I know I did this kind of backwards last year, but I figured this way, when it comes to doing my end of the year video, I won't have to do as much like spoiler talk, and I can just get through the list really quickly if I have a review already up about the books that I read. So, this first one that I'm going to talk about is actually one that I had started in 2019 and I finished it in 2020. I believe it was like the first or second day of 2020 that I actually finished it. And that is Crossroads by Riley Hart. Now, this one is one that has one of the tropes that I'm not entirely happy with, but it's double gay for you, so it's like I'm only gay for this one person. Let me just get the names because I am absolutely horrible with names. So it is a man named Nick who is a chef, and a guy named Bryce who is an auto mechanic. And I actually mentioned this in my honorable mentions video, along with the best books of the year. So that just recently came out. So these are kind of like my full thoughts on it now that I've finished it. As I said in that video, I talked about how they're neighbors and and basically after Nick and his wife divorce, he ends up becoming friends with Bryce because Bryce is at the same bar as him and they kind of just start being friends, which is cool. And it slowly develops into them spending every single day together. And it was quite interesting to see them slowly build into a relationship. And I will say this probably had the most sex scenes I've ever seen in a published work. Now, normally I see maybe 2, 3 max when it comes to published works. This one legit probably had about 5 to 6. So thank you very much, Riley, for that, because it was quite entertaining to listen to. Because it basically goes through every part of beginning of a sexual relationship between two men and how they kind of work their way through it. And it was awesome to listen to. And the story is so engaging because you have both sides of the equation. You have Bryce's family, where he's kind of been known as the kind of flighty one. Like, he took a long time to find the right career as a mechanic, and then when he found out he had a brain aneurysm, they kind of hoped that he would settle down with his childhood friend. But he wasn't, like, going forward with it. He was still kind of just lackadaisical about it. And he realized that it's like he doesn't fully commit to something and say it's like, this is what I want to do, unless he's fully committed to it, such as with his motorcycle career or with Nick. Now, Nick's family honestly really broke my heart because his mother had very old views of how women should be, how men should be. Like, one of the quotes that honestly just blew my mind is when Nick is talking about how his sister was complaining that it's like she's got 4 kids and she's always tired. And his mother, he says, it's like, well, her husband could help out. His mom literally says, it's like, no, he works, so she's the one who has to take care of the kids in the house. And it's like, what year is this? What actual year is this? So it was so depressing to see how his family kind of was not handling the news that he was in a relationship with a man very well. And it almost did not get fixed until the very, very end. And his family even took a while to kind of come around. Because, of course, these guys never showed any kind of inclination to being gay previously. So it's like they had no idea that this was coming. And I gave this 5 stars because it was just so good, and it really tugged at my heartstrings. And I actually was listening to this during my Christmas shopping, and there was a couple of times when I legitimately was getting so overwhelmed with how I was feeling that I had to stop it for a little bit. But I ultimately really enjoyed it. I already have the second book of the series. I think it's called the Crossroads series. And I'm thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying Riley Hart's writing. I have a couple of her books already, and I am super enthralled. So, this has been the review for Crossroads by Riley Hart. If you would like to take a look at it, I highly, highly recommend it if you're okay with a lot of sex scenes. So, and they are graphic, so warning of that. Okay, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!